and then got a cough and cut. Okay, welcome, Racing 393, part 2 video of my G4 build, my Team Magic Nitro car. One of the things I'm going to try and do, I never have a script. I know for a fact that that's not a good move. The reason I tend not to have a script is purely time. But then I say a lot of things like so, basically, obviously. Now, I teach for a living, and I don't do it during my day job, which kind of puts me into the area of I don't know what I'm doing kind of area. The issue is, or it isn't really an issue, but I do actually know a bit and quite a lot about RC. It just doesn't come out like that on camera. I often hear my voice back when I'm editing and things like that, and I instantly spot nuances of which I wish I hadn't said. I think the main kind of, and again it's another one, kind of, I don't like using that word either. I've used it 3 times already, I think. Anyway, back to what I was going to say, and that was the issue with so, basically, obviously, kinda. The reason I think I say that is because, well, I haven't got a script, and I'm not particularly super comfortable recording myself. As much as I enjoy RC, talking about it in a proactive manner just doesn't come naturally. I teach every single day, and it's very fluent, and I adapt, etc, etc. But when it comes to this, I know what I want to say, and I have to really think about what my next word will be, and it doesn't sound particularly natural. So maybe it's a more editing process, and I have to edit out the repeated words. I mean, when I watch videos on YouTube, it's not an uncut take. So there's probably something in there in my editing skills. Anywho, here we are again, part 2. I think this is part 3. I think I had a video that showed you that I'd purchased this, and then the other video was the installation of the body shell. Hasn't quite gone as I want. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to move the car a little bit here. Can you see the front, the wheel arch? It just wants a bit of trimming, I think. This bit, I think. It's not bad, but the purpose, when I get to the point, the purpose of this video is the colour scheme and livery that I'm planning on. It takes a bit of masking. I've got a picture as well to show you the type of design I'm looking for. Not exactly, but it's going to look similar. You'll recognise it from a distance, let's put it that way. Now, I do know that the shell does need a little bit of a trim here and there. That wheel arch is one of them. I've also got another bit here. This came with the shell. I don't see that. It's got like a cutout that's needed to, I don't know what that is. you've got to cut it out, and it's like a I've no idea. It's like a brace, or I will cut me coughing out of the video, by the way. I don't know what that is. I've kept it and I've looked online, but there's nothing that's obvious that tells me what it is. Right. I'm just going to trim the wheel arch, and then I'll talk about the actual livery. At that point, the body shell will be removed from the chassis. You can see here, this is the colour scheme that I'm going to try and replicate. It's not going to be absolutely the same, because as you can see, it's a completely different shaped car. However, the masking isn't that tricky, to be honest with you, the way I'm going to do it. And I've actually ordered some yellow line tape, and hopefully I'll be able to adhere that to the outside of the shell to hide any sort of discrepancies with the join line, you know, between the purple and the white. I've got some silk cut decals to put on the car. The white is white, there's nothing really exciting about that. The purple, however, the closest I can get was, it's like a kind of there's that word again, kinda. It is purple, it's not exactly that shade of purple, but it will do for now. I've just literally rubbed the body shell down on the outer edges, just the cut edges, trimmed the wheel arch. I've just wiped it down to take any like fingerprints off it. I will have to do it again once I've finished masking, so I'll start masking the outside first and then mimic that on the inside. I've got some alcohol wipes to wipe the body down before I start spraying. I think the spraying is going to be in another video. That'll be like a separate thing, because I can't do that at the time of this recording, and I need to do that, the spraying part, in the loft. We just don't have the warm weather here at the moment in the UK, so. Right, I'll get the shell dried off. I'll start some of the masking on the outside, and I can show you how I'm. Okay, so all I've done is trimmed a little bit of the edges of where I've cut. I haven't done that bit yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. So it could be a bit of another hack going on there. But all I've done at the moment is put the window masks on. I would say straightforward. Yes, it is for any normal person. When it comes to decals and putting masks on windows and things, aligning them up is always a big issue with me. I can never seem to get it accurate. But for any modelling expert, this is absolutely nothing. But they're on anyway, so that's that. Now I'm going to show you, whilst I've got the camera, I've got some of the decals here. So we've got these ones here. If I put them the right way round. Oh, that is wrong. Oh, it's because some of the R's were upside down. Oh, they are upside down. Oh, that's weird. Oh, anyway, either way is the right way. So that's basically where I got the shell from. So they'll go on the car a little bit somewhere. We've got the Blitz Titan decals. So I won't plaster the car with that. It's just to show that, you know, that's where I got it from. This is where it will slightly differ. And this is my silk cut, zoom out a bit, decals which will go on the car. I'll put on what I can. Not sure those window ones will fit, to be honest with you, because they're designed for the Jag. is a made up pan car, but at least it will have some of the colours on there which will help distinguish what it's supposed to be. So that's the masks on. I'm now going to do a little bit of masking up, working with the picture I have here. It's not going to be nowhere near completed, but I'll start maybe at the front. I'll start on the outside of the shell, so I'll do it on the outside and then work my way. Once that's on, I'm happy where that is, I will then transfer that to the inside, hopefully. Okay, so I've just done a little bit of the masking, but it's on the outside of the body shell initially. So I've put this sort of the line where I'd like that doesn't look straight from here, but it is fairly straight, I'm hoping. Yeah, I've just literally eyeballed it down there, it doesn't look too bad. But this is on the outside of the shell, so this kind of will show me, this is going to help me when I mask the inside. I've just got to match where these lines are. Everything below that line is purple. So all the things, you can see that I've got P's, little arrows. It's just to keep my mind focused, so I know what I'm doing. I've got to do the top, so that's the car. I'm going to mask off the lights as well, I'll keep those clear. And then I've got to just do the roof lining and part of the back window. I'll keep it quite simple for masking purposes. It's got a lot of hidden, like really narrow crevices. I don't know how I'm going to better paint that properly. But the masked area at the moment, once I've done the inside, that would be the join line between the purple and the white. It won't matter so much how, I want it as straight as possible and neat as possible, but it won't matter too much because I can put the tram line, the yellow, that's got like yellow lines between the two, and that will go on the outside. That will hide any little small discrepancies, that's a word. So I'm going to finish off the roof, part of that rear wing, and then transfer all that to the inside, and then mask off the rest of the car, the bit I don't want to be covered in purple. I'll alcohol wipe the inside where I'm going to paint the purple, and then we'll get some colour on it. My eyes tell me that's not straight, but I don't think it is quite straight. I can just, it doesn't really matter too much because I can put the one on the inside slightly different. I might have just measured that bit there, it looks wider, but then the bottom of the, this bit here is wider towards the end, so it could be an optical illusion. Right, I know it's not too exciting, but it is progress. And you're going to ask, he's painting a body shell through a car that he's not tested. Yes, you're right. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, right, I'll carry on. So, hope you can see that. Put it down. So I've masked the inside, kind of the lines where I need them. It's really fiddly. You don't realise even the simplest ideas ends up a bit traumatic. So I've done the lines. The lines are fairly accurate compared to what I did on the other side. So if you remember, earlier in the video there, I just marked the outside where I wanted the lines, and then, because that's still on there, and then all I did then was transferred the detailing on the inside, the masking. So effectively the front and the sort of the side skirts will be purple, and the sort of the cab bit, that's also purple. Up, that's going to be really awkward there in the rear wing. So I can't quite do what I want to do, but I'm going to have to figure something out. So I'm going to carry on masking now and get it finished, and then it'll be over the weekend. I better get it sprayed, or the purple anyway, and then we'll see. It's going to be really, really really awkward trying to spray in these recesses. I don't think I'm going to do it. You're not going to go. I'm not going to go in there. I have to do it very, very light. There's one there as well, at the centre bit. So you've got to do it mega light. Just build it up slowly. I can really take my time. And see, there we go. Pretty much masked now. On the inside, it's not quite too bad. Really fiddly around the back there. I've covered most things. The only thing I've got to do is manually mask. I want to mask the light shrouds. I can then smoke them a little bit. So I've got to cut masking tape out specifically for that, which is going to be quite tricky. Yeah, so from the outside it looks a bit of a, a bit of a mishmash. But it actually makes sense on the inside. So you can see the centre bit there where the cab is, that would be purple. Sort of pin, going down little pins out the back and then sort of spreading out towards the back wing to simulate the wing. Front is just, that's all purple there, so it's a fairly easy sort of colour scheme. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll probably see if we can paint it, like I say, over the weekend. That took a lot longer than I sort of anticipated, but I'm still not 100% with that. There's a few bits I can see that I'm a little bit, I'm going to have to cover, like, it's a shadow. Yeah. Right, but I'll, next time you see it, it'll probably be masked at the front, wiped down with some alcohol wipes, very soft sponge, like a scouring, washing up sponge, just to sort of just lightly put some marks on the Lexan, and then it'll be the purple. So hopefully it'll start having a bit of colour on it next time you see this body shell. Right, so masking's pretty much done. I've done, what I did today was the lights. It's really tricky, that is. It's not perfect. It's really hard to get. I'm not sure there's an easier way of doing it. But I wanted to mask the lights off. The rest of the shell is now done. And I've gone round all the edges, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to use this alcohol-free wipe just to wipe down the areas where I'm going to paint, just to get any oils off my finger. I've been touching it, then rub it down with just a sort of a very fine washing up pad, if you like. It just puts very fine marks on the plastic without making it look all scored. Something for the paint to key to. The paint's there. I'm going to put that in some warm water. Well, the colour I'm going to do first is the purple. So that's going to be the first thing. That will take probably a day to sort of harden properly. And then I'll take the masking off, spray the whole shell white. And then when that's gone off, do the cab and the lights in sort of that smoked paint there for the so it's not clear. And at that point you'll see it done. So I'll probably give you I don't think it's worth actually filming me spraying, because it's just it's just me putting paint on. I've just got to do it correct. But yeah, the next time you see this, with a bit of luck, will be when it's painted. And then once all the masking's off, I better see whether or not it's what I expected it to look like. That's always the worry. You can see, so it's only the front, there, across the sides, both sides, the centre part, just goes tailing off at the back like a pin stripe, and then a little band across the back where it's got a moulded wing, but the actual car had a wing, the Jaguar, but this isn't a Jaguar, so I've had to make do with what I've got there. So right, I'm gonna crack on now with a bit of paint. I might film a fraction of it, but there's not a lot of light. I'm gonna do it in the loft, so lighting's crap, to be honest, so I don't know if it's worth doing. I'll see. I might film it and then choose not to put it in. So anyway, wish me luck. This is always the nerve-wracking bit of painting, but
so I'm in the loft. I'm recording after the event. I did have the camera on recording, as you can see, but for some reason when I clicked record, I inadvertently turned the mic off. but I didn't know that. So not a lot of light in the loft, as you can see, so we're going to put the first few sprays of purple on. The thing is, with metallic paints, really difficult, and also purple's not exactly a really good coverage of colour, so you've got to be super light, super patient, and build up the layers very slowly, because even when you think you've done enough, you can look it up at the light and it looks like you haven't put anything on. So I'm just putting some light coats on the front, trying a little bit of left hand painting, always tricky, just to get a little bit of the paint to key. You can see it sort of covers the masking tape quite easily, but the body still looks like it's got nothing on it. I am talking, you probably see me talking there anyway, but you won't be able to hear me. I do realise that the mic is off, so I'll be back in real life in a minute. I'm not sure how many layers this actually took. From memory, 4 or 5 layers. I used up a whole can almost. It's still not quite perfect, but it always looks worse. And then you take all the bits off and it looks okay. So all good. So I'm going to pass you back over to real life me, not post me. So here we go. So I'm just quickly saying, yeah, the mic was off when I was recording. When I was pushed a button, I turned it off by mistake. But yeah, I'll do a voiceover. Well, would have done a voiceover. That's just a different view. Very light, not much on at the minute. Got to be so careful because it's metallic. It's a nightmare. So you'll see this when it's more complete. Especially. So as you can see, I've sort of skipped ahead here. I was putting the purple on just a second ago for you, but that was like yesterday. I did the white, did the stickers, the lines and the decals. So they are all on there now. I've made a few errors on here, but it doesn't look too bad, I have to say. So I'll spin the car around a little bit so you can see it. Yeah, I mean it's the effect, what I wanted, is not too bad. I would have changed a few things on it, however, and I think one of the what I've learnt, and I've sort of done a few shells in the past to famous liveries, and that's to keep the design simple. The main reason for that, when you look at perhaps the real life counterpart, i.e. I was looking at pictures of the Jaguar silk cut Le Mans car from 1988-89, somewhere around there, and it looks quite simple to put the lines on and sort of mimic a similar design on a 1/10 body shell. Now this body shell isn't a Jaguar, it's just a generic pan car. There's nothing, it's a nothing car. And what I should have done, one of the things I should have done, I quite like how I've done the front. I think the side could have been a bit wider, and then I should have actually carried it up higher here and made that bit purple to sort of mimic the real life counterpart. What I made the mistake is trying to keep it a scaled sort of look, and it doesn't really work with this car. There's a couple of things on this car which is really difficult, and that's the fins up here. To try and put paint up inside here is almost impossible. And I think designing where you're going to put stickers on the car, like your own, like for example this yellow line here and the black line which I put on, it's not 100% perfect, but where that goes on the body shell, a little bit of forward thinking to make it easy to apply the stickers or the decals or the design when you're finished. I tend to forget that you're working on something a tenth of the size of what's probably in your brain, and it's hard. I've done a pretty good job. I quite like the colours. The purple's very it's metallic, so it sort of stands out a little bit there. I've got to trim the body posts. I haven't done that yet. There's a few mistakes on it. I mean, there's this bit was quite difficult around here with the yellow tape, especially this bit here. I found that quite hard. It's not perfect by any stretch. That went on in one bit of tape. This one was a few attempts. It was a bit of a mess, that one, to be honest. The sort of the black line around the light. What else? This bit of the back is not straight. I was tired when I was putting that on. It looked straight when I was doing it. But there's a couple of things on here. This is the body shell make. I'll turn it around to the back. There's a few sort of stickers out of the back. I'll try to put lights on it the best I can. Again, it's not dead straight. As you know, the chassis and the body shell isn't in the middle, but it is what it is. It's not something you'll notice too much. But yeah, so that's the completed shell. The next phase is startup. So that's going to be interesting. I'll do a sort of startup video of me attempting to start it. I've got to get a receiver, which I already have. I'm only going to put a fly sky on there for now, adequate for what I need it for initially. Yeah, that's about it really. So the next video you'll see of this is part. I've just looked, part 3. So part 4 will be a running video. I'm just going to move the camera so you can see on top. So I've put some lineage on there as well. I'm not too happy with that too. It should have really been, that stripe should have been a bit lower, if honest, going to the scale, but it is what it is. That bit there was quite tricky to put on. Hasn't quite gone how I want it at the back. But I've got a few other sort of detailed stickers on there to sort of simulate perhaps where the fuel would be, drivers that would drive a car in this era. So yeah, I'm pleased. I like it. I quite like the colour. I think the colour that I've actually sprayed it matches very closely to the actual decal colour. So the next thing is going to be to see if it actually goes. I don't see why not, but it all seems to be, in place. So that's that. That's my journey for the moment. I've got to remember not to keep saying and kinda and obviously and sort of. I'm trying. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too long, and I will catch up with you in the next episode when we try and get this beast started up. Thank you very much, and bye for now.